Get there, legal warriors. Everyone should pay attention to this video. There are 4 crucial mistakes to avoid going to jail for legally accepting financial help from our elderly parents. If you're interested in this very sad part of the law, stay tuned. This is the video for you. My name is Attorney Lance Fryrear. I'm a defense attorney in Linwood, Washington. My law firm's been defending people charged with crimes all throughout Washington state for more than 20 years, and I'm putting out these videos to help educate the public. So if you find this useful, please like and please subscribe. More people get the help they need. Now I'm just going to jump right into it. I was walking around my office yesterday going, hey, I've got all these videos out. Does anyone have any ideas for a video? And one of my long-term employees says, Lance, what about those cases, those really sad cases that we get in where we have a adult child taking care of their elderly parents, and somehow them legitimately taking care of their elderly parents and accepting some financial help from that, which makes sense, turns out that they get accused of theft later after the parent dies. And I've seen that case a half dozen times in my office over 20 years. And if I've seen it a half dozen times, who knows how many times it happens. But the general fact pattern would be, hey, that adult child is taking care of their elderly parents. Maybe that adult child is a little less successful, right? And that's why they're in the position to do so. And the more financially successful siblings are out in other states. They may not even have any contact with the parent. And, the parent's grateful. It's their child. And so they say, hey, go ahead and pay your cable bill, or let me pay your car payment, or take this money for this vacation, because, it's parent and child. There's no reason why the adult child would think there's anything wrong with what's going on. And there's really not. But what can happen is that elderly parent dies, or they may not even die, they may get dementia. And then these other siblings or other interested people who want some part of the estate from the deceased parent start to claim that that's all theft, right? Look at all this. They were stealing money from the parent all along. Look at all these 10, 50, 100 transactions. And the cases I've seen, the suspected child is not stealing. It's just the adult-parent relationship. But if some police officer believes it and runs with it, and there's all types of personal reasons why an officer might identify with the complaining party, right? All of a sudden, we've got multiple counts of felony theft. And the way Washington law works is multiple counts add up a standard range sentence. You could be totally legitimate actions, and now you're looking at years and years in prison based upon arguing intent. And that is a disaster. So I think there's 4 ways to avoid this. And I hate that I'm putting out this video, but I deal with the real world, not how I wish it was. So I think if you're in a situation where you're helping an elderly parent or an elderly person, and they're trying to, pay you or compensate you in some way, besides just a straight salary, you wouldn't give a salary to your kid. Well, you better get something in writing. Number 1 is get something in writing so you have some evidence that these gifts are voluntary and they're not behind the parent's back, and it's not theft, right? And that's going to be awkward, I know. You could just say, hey, I saw this video and there's this lawyer who says that cases can happen. I know you don't want this to happen, Mom or Dad, but if you pass away, I want to make it clear that these are gifts to me. Can we fill something out that says that, right? Just something like that could put a whole criminal case, make it all go away. You could also maybe do a video, right? You can do a video. Hey, Mom, I know that you've been paying my car bill. Is that what you want to do? You know that I'm paying through your account, right? I've got your power of attorney. I'm signing on stuff, whatever it might be. And then hang on to that, right? Because that could make this entire criminal case go away. What's mistake number 2? Mistake number 2 is having it be secret, right? That's part of the problem. The siblings may not know that Mom is helping or Dad is helping you. Well, maybe we can head this off by letting them know Mom or Dad is paying for this for me. It might cause problems, but if they're not surprised after someone's passed away and they look at the bank account, maybe they're the executor of the estate and they see all these transactions to you, right? then maybe they're not automatically thinking you're stealing or trying to go after you. And if now these are people are really hostile towards you to begin with, well, tell a friend, right? Tell a friend, tell a lawyer, right? It seems extreme, but we're talking prison time if these innocent gifts that through love and affection that your parents has the right to give you are looked at wrong later. We just don't want that to happen. And moving on to the third mistake, I think even if you get 1 and 2 right, the third mistake can still get us in trouble because we can begin as the adult child to take more than we're supposed to. Well, mom and dad, they'd be okay with this. They'd be also okay if I went ahead and got a new washer and dryer for my home, or they'd be okay with this, or they'd be okay with that. The more that I call it, gift creep or taking finances creep meaning, incremental increasing of the situation, the more likely it is that it's going to be a problem later, and we may not have a legitimate defense. So, when we're in a situation, we're just living our life, we've got stuff going on, we're grateful to have the help, we might be in a difficult financial situation. But if we're going to avoid this mistake and avoid being accused of a crime later by someone, we want to be careful and not end up taking more help than we should without making it clear through, steps 1 and 2. I think the fourth mistake to avoid is it relates to that. It's being blurry about it, right? I think transparency is the key. We want to be transparent. Hey, I'm happy to help you. I'm so happy you're giving me these things. I'm grateful for that. Could you also give me one more thing? Could you give me some peace of mind after you pass away that I have some evidence this was all legitimate, right? Blame me if you watch this video. I saw this Attorney Lance Fryrear, and this is what he said could happen. And let me tell you, I started as a prosecutor 7 years, doing defense 20 plus years. The first time I saw this case, 5 binders of materials with transactions that went on for years, legitimate transactions for years. And now the prosecutor had charged 10 felonies against this person. They're trying to put him in jail for 5 years. And we had to fight tooth and nail to be able to show that this was legitimate because other siblings hated the sibling, right? And if we did these other steps, 1, 2, 3, and 4, there never would have been a case, okay? And happily, we had a good result there, but that sadly is not the first time we've had that case on our office. And so hopefully this never applies to you, but if you happen to watch this video, this is not going to appeal to the masses probably. If you do, take some of these steps. And the same thing can go, you're still watching this, if you're working for an employer that is like telling you to go ahead and sign my name on a check or go ahead and pay for this with the firm card. Well, when that employer gets mad at you later, they might say, I didn't authorize that. The same type of stuff applies there where we have to protect ourselves. And I'll probably do another video on that as well. I've seen that case not a half a dozen times, probably 2 dozen times. So I hope you found this useful. So please like and please subscribe. More people get to see this, get the help they need. More importantly, if you have the situation, you have a criminal matter in Washington State, feel free to reach out to my firm, listen to what happened, we'll identify a way forward. We will be there for you. Thank you.